Welcome back to ENI UK and Europe edition. Now for more interesting stories from the United Kingdom. We are joined now by Love and Season, who's having a report on the new tourist attraction in the UK. Hello, Love Anne, how are you?
Hi, Giancarlo, and thank you. So yes, it's at this time of the year, many huge cruise liners are usually packed with tourists and cruising the Mediterranean and Caribbean islands in the summer. Due to the pandemic, they have turned into ghost ships that can be seen off the southern coast of England. Paul Durham, who runs a ferry company in Dorset, has started offering unusual tours of these vessels, attracting many curious visitors. So let's listen.
Well, we came out of stage 2, which is quite hard to remember when that was, but it was early June, and we weren't carrying many passengers on our ferry route from Muddyford Quay to Muddyford Beach. So I just made a broadcast one day. Anybody want to go and see the cruise liners out there, those ships? And I was surprised. So many hands went up. I thought, oh, we might be able to do something here. So we advertised it, and we put on 4 trips.
We live locally and we've seen this advertised and we just thought, oh, that sounds really fun, and I thought we'd better get it in before Boris locks us down.
I've done 6 of these trips to see the cruise ships, because they're quite often different cruise ships out, and I do love looking at them. I'm a regular cruiser, so it's fun to look at the ships when they're here.
So the cruise industry was affected early in the pandemic when the virus first swept the Diamond Princess in Japan and then the Grand Princess in the US. And hundreds of people were hit with the virus on board, and because of this, passengers were quarantined at sea. Now, cancelled holidays were inevitable, leaving boats empty and had to go somewhere. The ships have been anchoring off the coast of Portsmouth to Plymouth, and at night they light up the horizon. Now, the arrival of the UK's empty ships has changed the view from the coast, and this fascinated locals and visitors alike. They have now become a tourist attraction in their own right, with people willing to pay to see them up close. Now, realizing that there may be a demand, Muddyford Ferry Company started to offer tours of the ghost ships by sailing out and around them. Giancarlo?
Thank you, Love Anne. This is all very new. How popular is this unusual attraction?
Well, according to Paul Durham, the captain at Muddyford Ferry, when he came up with the idea, it was posted on Facebook and advertised only for 2 trips. And then it was filled up within 2 hours. So, Giancarlo, it was an immediate hit. And these days, they are getting about 80 to 100 calls a day and have been advertising upcoming trips up to 12, 24, or 48 hours before the trip. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Great. Can we ask what would people be expecting to see on this tour?
Well, it's a 2.5-hour tour, so they get to see the anchored ships in the English Channel's full bay, and then have an unobstructed view of these big boats, and can cruise up to 50 meters away from these giants. Now, during the tour, the captain shares his experience on the seas, including an actual sea rescue.
Why have so many of these empty boats ended up on the English Channel?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, as featured in the BBC, ships have to pay fees to berth, and this means that for an industry already damaged, they would be losing even more money if they dock ports. But it is ultimately their choice to whether cruise ships can anchor off the coast or alongside the port, according to a spokesman for the Port of Southampton. But space also can be a problem. Southampton has 4 cruise ships terminals and can take up to 6 maximum. P&O said its ships remain in the sea because Southampton, which is also its home port, does not have room for all of them. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much, Love Anne, for that interesting report today.
And thank you for having me. Reporting from London, United Kingdom, I'm Love and Season, and we live in interesting times.